I speak to you as the one who has always seen you, always known you, always walked beside you, even in the hours when you felt forgotten and invisible. You are reading these words because somewhere inside your heart you know that your life cannot continue the way it has been going, that something deep must shift, that a season of crisis is coming to an end and a new chapter must begin. You have felt like time is running out, like you stand on the edge of something you cannot fully understand, and I want you to know that you are not standing there alone. I am here. I have always been here, and I am speaking to you now so that you do not drown in fear but step into trust. You have heard the words. There are only 2 days left for your time of crisis, and you feel the pressure in your chest as if a clock is ticking over your life. You wonder if you will miss something, fail something, lose something that was meant for you. Listen to me, the 2 days are not just about the calendar, they are about the moment of decision inside your soul, the place where you can no longer live half awake, half believing, half trusting. This is a window of mercy, a short, intense season where I am drawing you closer, asking you to finally put me first and allow me to rearrange what you have been holding together with shaking hands. You are not losing your life. You are stepping out of crisis and into alignment. You have experienced so many crises that your heart no longer trusts quiet days. When it is calm, you fear what storm is hiding behind it. When people are kind, you wait for their true face to appear. When something good approaches, you wonder what price you will pay. This is the wound the crisis has left in you. You believe that everything that looks like peace is a trap, that joy will always be followed by a blow, that love will always end in abandonment. I know how many times you were left behind, how many promises were broken, how many doors were slammed in your face after someone said they would be there for you. I saw every tear that no one else saw. I heard every cry that you whispered only in your pillow. I did not overlook you. I am not the voice that threatens you. I am not the voice that says, if you leave this message, I will never help you. That voice of fear, that voice of manipulation, that voice that tries to control you through panic is not my voice. My voice calls you, invites you, pulls you back from the edge but never chains you. My love does not say, if you go, I will abandon you forever. My love says, even if you try to run, I will still know your steps, I will still call your name, I will still leave light on the path for when you decide to return. You are not held by threats, you are held by love. Today I want to heal that place in you that only responds to fear and never feels safe with gentle love. You, my child, have been living in survival mode for so long that you do not know what it feels like to breathe without waiting for the next hit. You have made decisions from panic, not from peace. You have accepted less than you deserve because you thought crisis would crush you if you did not cling to whatever was in front of you. Some of the people around you, some of the situations you stayed in, some of the habits you have been repeating are not your home, they are a reaction to trauma. I am speaking to you now because these 2 days left are about the moment where you stop choosing from pain and begin choosing from purpose. I am not here to scare you, I am here to rescue you. You have wondered why certain things have been delayed, why certain doors did not open, why some connections broke, why some plans fell apart even when you were praying. You thought you were being punished or ignored. You said in your heart, maybe I am not worthy of answers, maybe my voice is too small, maybe my life is not important enough. Listen carefully, I did not abandon you, I was protecting you. Some of the doors you cried for would have crushed your spirit. Some of the people you wanted to be accepted by would have drained your destiny dry. Some of the opportunities you chased would have pulled you so far away from yourself that you would not recognize your own soul. I closed certain paths not because you did not deserve better, but because you were destined for better. This time of crisis you are emerging from has been like a furnace, burning away illusions, burning away false relationships, burning away the masks you tried to wear to be acceptable. It has hurt. It has felt lonely. It has made you question your own worth. But I have been watching over you, refining you, not to destroy you but to reveal the gold that I placed inside you. Every betrayal showed you who is genuine. Every loss showed you what is real. Every delay filtered out what was never meant to stay. You thought you were losing everything, but in truth you were being cleared to receive what will not betray you, what will not vanish, what will not use you. There are only 2 days left for you to keep seeing yourself as broken beyond repair. I am calling you out of that identity. You are not the sum of your mistakes. You are not the echo of your past. You are not the labels others threw at you in anger or jealousy. You are not the low opinions people had of you when they could not see your value. You are mine. I designed you with care. I watched over your formation. I carried you through accidents, illnesses, heartbreaks, and nights you did not tell anyone about. You have no idea how many times my hand held back things that would have buried you. You have no idea how many times I whispered strength into your spirit when your own mind was completely exhausted. You feel like you are at the end of your strength, and that is exactly where my strength begins. You are tired of trying to fix everything, tired of pleasing people who never appreciate you, tired of explaining your heart to those who refuse to understand it. You have done everything in your power to hold everything together. Now I am asking you to trust me enough to let go of what is no longer yours. There are burdens you are carrying that never belonged on your shoulders. There are obligations you accepted because of guilt, fear, or manipulation, not because of love or purpose. I am giving you permission to release what is crushing your spirit. This is not abandonment, this is alignment with the life I intended for you. You worry that if you let go, everything will collapse, that no one else will step in, that you will end up alone and unsupported. But I have already prepared help for you that you cannot see yet. People you have not met, opportunities you have not imagined, ways of provision you did not know were possible are already on their way to your life. The crisis made you think that your future was small, but I have written a story that is larger than your fear. I need you to believe that you are not destined to repeat the same cycle until you die. I need you to understand that the pain will not always be this loud. I need you to know that the loneliness you feel now is not permanent, it is the clearing of space for the right souls to come close. You have unanswered questions about why certain relationships broke, why family behaved in a way that cut you so deeply, why people you trusted suddenly turned cold or distant. You replay conversations, you analyze moments, you ask yourself what you did wrong. But my child, not every betrayal is a reflection of your value. Sometimes it is a revelation of their hearts. Some people could not handle the level of blessing and favor I am preparing to pour into your life. Some hearts were not willing to grow alongside you. Some souls only loved you as long as you remained small, quiet, and controlled. As soon as you began to awaken, as soon as you started to realize your worth, their comfort was threatened. They stepped back not because you were unlovable, but because your growth exposed their limitations. In these remaining 2 days of this season, I am asking you to shift your focus from why did they hurt me? To what is this pain trying to teach me? I am not saying that what they did was right. I am not saying your tears were unnecessary. I am not saying you deserved any of the cruelty you experienced. I am saying that I will not let it be wasted. I will take what was meant to break you and turn it into wisdom, compassion, strength, and discernment. You will no longer be blind to red flags. You will no longer beg for the bare minimum. You will no longer ignore your intuition when it warns you. I am sharpening your spiritual sight so you can recognize who is meant for your next season and who is not. You fear that crisis defines you, but I say that crisis has been a classroom. In the chaos, you learned what truly matters. In the silence, you learned to hear my voice. In the loneliness, you discovered that your own company has value. In the pain, you found a depth in yourself that you never knew existed. You cannot see it fully yet, but you are not the same person you were before this storm. You have outgrown certain versions of yourself that let others trample your heart. You have outgrown certain environments where your spirit had to shrink to fit. You have outgrown certain patterns of self-betrayal where you always said yes to others and no to yourself. This is why it feels uncomfortable. You are too big for the cage you used to call home. Do not be afraid of your own growth. Do not be afraid when I separate you from places that no longer match your soul. When you feel doors closing and people distancing themselves, do not immediately assume you are being rejected. Sometimes I am simply redirecting you. If you hold tightly to what is leaving, you will choke your own joy. If you cling to what has expired, you will suffocate your future. Trust that I see what you cannot see. Trust that I know what conversations happen behind your back. Trust that I heard what you did not hear. Trust that I saw what they hid from you. I am taking you out of rooms where your name was being used carelessly. Where your heart was not truly safe. The crisis you are in has made you fearful of my voice, as if I am always coming to take something away from you. But I am coming to restore what was stolen in ways you do not yet understand. Restoration is not always a copy of what you lost. Sometimes restoration is entirely new, something beyond what your past could even imagine. You keep looking back, trying to fix what is gone, trying to stitch together what already tore apart. Today I am telling you, stop trying to resurrect what I allowed to die. Not because I enjoy your grief, but because I know that if some things remained alive, they would continue to drain you. The crisis has an expiration date. You are approaching it. You are afraid of time, afraid you are too late, too old, too far behind, too damaged to start again. Time has become your enemy in your mind. You see others moving forward, building, succeeding, loving, and you look at your own life feeling delayed and forgotten. But I do not measure you by their timeline. I am the one who can redeem time, who can accelerate what you thought would take years, who can open doors in days that you waited on for decades. These 2 days left are not about losing time, they are about stepping into divine timing. I am aligning circumstances, conversations, and opportunities that have been quietly forming behind the scenes while you were still thinking nothing was happening. Beloved, I want you to understand something very clearly. You are not a burden to me. You are not too much. You are not a mistake I am tolerating. You are my creation, my design, my dream in human form. When you feel ashamed of your tears, I hold them as precious. When you feel guilty for not being stronger, I see the battles you fight quietly in your mind every day. When you judge yourself for not being healed enough, successful enough, or disciplined enough, I see the courage it took just to wake up and face another day. I do not despise your small steps, I celebrate them. The crisis has made you harsh toward yourself, but my voice will always be gentler than your self-criticism. In this season, your most important choice is not to force outcomes but to stay connected to me. You do not have to know every detail of what is about to change. You do not need proof of every promise. You do not need a complete explanation of why everything happened the way it did. What you need is trust, even when your hands are empty. Trust that I am not playing games with your heart. Trust that I am not dangling blessings in front of you just to snatch them away. Trust that when I say a crisis is ending, I am not lying. Trust that you will not miss what was written for you, even if it arrives at a different time, through different people, in a different place than you expected. You have been tempted to give up, to stop trying, to stop believing, to just accept a life far smaller than the one your soul longs for. The weariness has whispered to you that hope is dangerous because you have had it disappointed before. But hope is not your enemy. False promises were your enemy. Wrong people were your enemy. Unrealistic expectations placed on fragile humans were your enemy. I am not those people. My faithfulness is not like theirs. You can hope in me without fear of humiliation. You can trust me with your story without fearing that I will abandon you in the middle of a chapter. Crisis has made your nervous system live in permanent alarm. You are always sensing danger. Always watching, always preparing for a problem. Even in quiet moments, your mind does not rest, it scans for the next threat. I am going to calm that, slowly and deeply. I am going to lead you into a new rhythm of peace where you can sit without trembling inside, where you can sleep without your heart racing, where you can enjoy something good without waiting for it to be ruined. Your body and spirit have carried too much. Now I am bringing you into a time of soothing, healing, and deep restoration. Not overnight, not in a flash of magic, but step by step, thought by thought, breath by breath. These 2 days left can also be seen as an invitation. For the next little while, I want you to treat your inner life as sacred. Speak to yourself with kindness. Step away from conversations that drain your spirit. Limit the voices that feed your fears and listen more for the whispers that remind you of your worth. Pay attention to what brings you peace and what instantly fills you with anxiety. I am speaking through these signals. I am guiding you in simple ways, through what gives you life and what makes you feel like you are dying inside. Do not ignore those signals anymore. They are not weakness, they are wisdom. I know there are memories that still hurt when you touch them. There are events you avoid thinking about because they still burn like open wounds. There are faces you remember that stir anger, sorrow, and confusion in you. I am not asking you to pretend these things did not happen. I am not asking you to erase your history. I am asking you to bring those memories into my presence so that you no longer carry them alone. You have tried to heal by pushing it all away, by staying busy, by burying it under distractions. But the pain that is buried alive will always find ways to call your attention back. I am inviting you into true healing, which is not forgetting but transforming. What once wounded you will become a place of testimony, a place where you can say, I remember the pain, but I also remember who carried me through it. Look at how much you have survived. Look at the storms you thought would permanently destroy you. Yet you are still here. Look at the nights you thought were your last, yet you are still breathing. Look at the rejection that convinced you no one would ever understand you, yet you are still capable of love. You underestimate your own resilience. You see yourself as fragile and broken, but I see you as someone who refused to stay buried. I see you as someone whose heart, despite everything, still longs to believe, still longs to love, still longs to see good days. That capacity to hope, even after all you have seen, is evidence that my hand has never left you. In the days ahead, pay attention to the small confirmations. A kind conversation. An unexpected opportunity. A little bit of good news. A quiet moment that makes you feel safe. A sudden sense of clarity where confusion used to live. These are not random. These are my fingerprints. The crisis has taught you to scan for what is wrong, now I am teaching you to recognize what is right. I am shifting your focus from survival to growth. I am shifting your posture from hiding to standing. I am shifting your identity from victim to overcomer. Your value was never lost. It was only buried under years of pain. You are not reading this by accident. Do not let fear twist this into a threat. This is not if you stop reading, I will never help you again. This is I have always been helping you, even when you were not reading. Even when you did not believe, even when you were running from me. My help does not vanish because your attention shifts. My care does not disappear because your emotions fluctuate. I am more stable than your feelings, more constant than your fears, more faithful than any human promise. The crisis may shout, but my presence remains, steady and quiet, ready to lead you out of the valley. So, my beloved, as this season turns, I ask you to do 3 simple things in your heart. First, release the belief that you are alone. You are not. Second, release the belief that your life is stuck forever within the same pain. It is not. Third, release the belief that my love depends on your perfection. It does not. You are loved as you are, in the middle of the mess, in the middle of the confusion, in the middle of the unfinished healing. I am not waiting for a future, polished version of you to begin caring. I am with you now, in the raw, unfiltered reality of your life. There are only 2 days left for the crisis to define your identity. After that, you may still have challenges, but you will no longer see yourself as cursed, forgotten, or unworthy. You will begin to see yourself as someone chosen to rise from the ashes, someone whose scars tell a story of survival, someone whose future is not chained to their past. You will begin to notice doors open that you once believed were permanently closed. You will begin to feel strength where there was only exhaustion. You will begin to feel guided where there was only confusion. Keep going, my child. Do not give up on yourself. Do not surrender your future to the pain of your past. Do not let the voice of fear convince you that nothing will change. I am already moving in the details you cannot see yet. You do not have to do everything at once. Just keep taking one step, one choice, one breath of trust at a time. When you feel like you cannot carry on, whisper my name, and I will meet you in that weakness with strength that does not come from you. Your time of crisis is not the end of your story. It is the place where you will look back one day and say, "That was when everything began to turn. That was when I discovered who I really am. That was when I realized I was never truly alone." Let these words sink into your spirit. You are seen, you are held, and you are being led into a season that will not look like what you have walked through. I am with you in every heartbeat, every tear, every hope, and every new beginning. And I will not leave you. I am looking at you with a love you still do not fully understand. You look at your life and you see crisis. You see deadlines, problems, needs, fears, and you feel like everything is about to collapse. But I see something more. I see a heart that has survived storms that would have destroyed many others. I see a soul that refuses to give up, even when it is tired. I see someone who is so much stronger, braver, and more precious than they realize. You feel like you are standing in the middle of a countdown, as if there are only 2 days left before everything breaks. You feel pressure in your chest, heaviness in your mind, and you wonder if you have enough strength to get through what is coming. I want you to know this. I have already gone ahead of you. I am not late. I am not blind to your situation. I am not ignoring your prayers. I am working in ways you cannot see, and the crisis that feels like it is about to swallow you is not bigger than me. Archangel Michael stands beside you as a sign of my protection. This is not about fear. This is not about punishment. This is about awakening. There are moments in life where everything feels loud and urgent because I am calling your attention, pulling your heart closer, asking you to finally trust me in a deeper way. You say you trust, but still you hold so much anxiety. Still you replay the worst possibilities in your mind, still you imagine defeat more than you imagine victory. I am touching those places today. You have been through seasons where you felt alone. People who said they would stand with you disappeared when things became heavy. Those you trusted used your softness. Those you loved did not always love you back with the same intensity. Words were spoken that wounded you deeply, and some of those wounds you never told anyone about. You learned to be strong, but inside your strength often feels like a mask hiding a tired heart. I see behind that mask. I see every silent tear, every restless night, every deep breath where you tried to steady yourself. I am not angry with you for the times you doubted me. I am not disappointed in you for the times you almost gave up. I am not shocked by your weakness, because I know your frame. I know the battles you have fought that no one else knows about. I know how heavy it has been to carry responsibilities, fears, and silent expectations. I know how it feels when you wonder, when will this crisis end? When will my life finally shift? When you feel that everything is closing in, you often think you must fight alone, work harder, push more, think deeper, find some solution by your own strength. But today I am telling you something simple and powerful. Your crisis is not a sign that I have left you. It is a moment where I am inviting you to lean on me more than ever before. The weight you feel is not meant to crush you, but to move you into a new place of surrender, trust, and clarity. You are not a burden to me. Your prayers are not too many. Your tears are not irritating. Your questions are not unwelcome. I can handle your confusion. I can hold your brokenness. I can walk with you through this valley without getting tired of you. The love I have for you does not have a countdown. I do not say, if you stop reading, I will never help you. No. I say, even when you stumble, even when you pause, even when you feel lost, I am still here. I do not abandon you. The 2 days you feel in your spirit may look like a deadline, but to me it is a symbolic reminder. Crisis has a limit. It will not last forever. This season will not define your eternity. The pressure you feel now is not permanent. You are walking toward a turning point, a new chapter, a release that will make sense of some of the tears you cried in the dark. Even if nothing dramatic happens on a calendar date, there is a shift taking place inside of you. You are being prepared for peace after the storm. Archangel Michael represents battle, courage, clarity, and victory. When you feel surrounded by fear, I want you to remember that you are surrounded by my protection. There are things that should have destroyed you by now, but they didn't. There are traps that were set for you that you never even saw, because I removed you from them before they could touch you. There were attacks that came against your mind, your finances, your relationships, your joy, but they did not succeed in the way the enemy hoped. You are still here. You are still reading. You are still breathing. This is not an accident. You often think your life is small. You compare yourself to others. You see their success, their celebrations, their stability, and you question your worth. You ask, why does it feel like I am always in crisis, always waiting, always fighting? Hear me, your life is not meaningless. Your story is not a mistake. You carry a light that this world needs, even when you yourself feel like you are standing in the dark. The reason the battle has been so intense is because of the value I placed inside of you. In these days, I am calling you to release certain fears that have been controlling your decisions. You have stayed in some situations because you were afraid of being alone. You accepted less than you deserve because you believed that was the best you could get. You tolerated disrespect from people because your heart is soft and you did not want to create conflict, and you thought keeping peace meant keeping quiet. But I am teaching you a different kind of peace, peace that is based on truth, on boundaries, on self-respect, on knowing who you are in my eyes. There are connections that are fading because I am protecting you. There are doors that did not open because I was shielding you from pain you could not see. There are opportunities that looked perfect but fell apart because they were not aligned with your deeper purpose. When something does not work out, you often blame yourself, but I want you to begin to see that sometimes the no you receive is actually my mercy dressed as disappointment. One day you will look back and understand why I did not allow certain things. Your crisis is not only about money, relationships, or circumstances. Much of it is inside, the battle between fear and faith, between resentment and forgiveness, between self-hate and self-acceptance. I am touching those inner places now. You are not wrong for feeling what you feel, but I am inviting you to let me into those rooms of your heart you usually keep locked. Let me into the memory that still hurts. Let me into the betrayal you never confronted. Let me into the shame about past decisions. I am not coming to condemn you, I am coming to heal you. You have asked me, why did they treat me like that? Why did they ignore me? Why did they reject me when I was loyal? Why did they choose others over me? I know that these questions are heavy. I see the little child inside of you that still wants to be chosen, seen, understood. Archangel Michael stands as a sign that you are not invisible. In the spiritual realm, your tears, your kindness, your forgiveness, your sacrifices have been seen and recorded. What others did in secret is not unknown to me. But your healing will not come from revenge, it will come from release. Release does not mean you pretend it never hurt. Release does not mean you allow people to keep abusing your heart. Release means you choose to let me be judge, you choose not to hold on to bitterness like a poison, you choose to step into a future where their choices no longer control your emotions. You are allowed to create distance. You are allowed to choose people who treat you with care. You are allowed to say no to those who constantly drain you. Loving yourself is not pride, it is alignment with the love I already have for you. You have been thinking, if I don't act fast, everything will fall apart. But I want you to know that your life is not hanging by a thread of your own strength. You are held by my hand. Even when you feel like you are falling, my hand is beneath you. Even when your plans collapse, my purpose remains. I am not limited by the deadlines of this world. I am not restricted by human systems. I am able to open doors that no one expects, to provide from places you never imagined, to comfort you through people you haven't even met yet. Yes, there are practical steps I will guide you to take. I do not tell you to be passive. I do not ask you to ignore your responsibilities. But I ask you to stop carrying them as if you are God over your own life. You are not alone in this. Before you make decisions, pause and invite me into them. Before you spiral in worry, stop and take one deep breath and say, I am not alone. God, walk with me through this. That simple act opens space for my peace to enter what seems impossible. You often feel guilty for resting, as if your value is in how much you can do and fix. But in the next days, I am inviting you to small moments of rest for your soul. It can be as simple as sitting in silence, taking a walk, journaling your feelings, talking to someone trustworthy, or just breathing and remembering that you are alive right now, and that in itself is a gift. Your mind has been running non-stop, and I want to quiet the noise. I want to remind you that you are more than your mistakes, more than your debts, more than your past, more than your fears. There are things you have been postponing because fear whispers, you are not ready. You are not capable. You will fail. These are not my words. I may guide you carefully and slowly, but I do not tie you in chains of fear. The voice that paralyzes you is not mine. The voice that tells you are too broken to be loved, too late to start again, too weak to rise, that voice lies. I speak to you with truth and tenderness. You can rise again, you can start again, you can heal, you can grow, you can walk out of this season stronger than you entered it. I know you worry about the future. You think about where you will be, how you will survive, who will be by your side. You worry about family, finances, health, and the unknown. But step by step, I am calling you back to the present moment. It is in this moment that you can feel my presence. It is in this moment that you can choose to breathe, to pray, to take one small action, to receive comfort. Do not torture yourself with imaginary scenes of disaster. When the future arrives, I will be there too, just as I am here with you today. In the days ahead, you will begin to notice small signs of my kindness if you look for them. A message at the right time. A person who unexpectedly encourages you. An idea that brings clarity. A door that opens or a path that becomes more visible. They may not look like big miracles, but they are threads of grace weaving a new chapter. Do not despise small beginnings. Even the smallest shift inside your heart is sacred to me. The time of crisis that you feel is not a punishment, but a turning point. It is like the darkest part of the night just before dawn. You cannot see the sunrise yet, but it is already on its way. You do not have to pretend to be okay when you are not. You do not have to smile all the time. I can handle your tears. But I want you to know that we are moving, not stuck. We are walking through, not living forever in this valley. I am not asking you to be perfect. I am asking you to stay connected. Talk to me honestly. Tell me when you are angry, tired, hopeless, or afraid. Invite me into the exact place where you feel weak. You do not have to use fancy words. You can simply say, God, I feel lost. Please hold me. That is enough. Your sincerity touches my heart more than long, empty speeches. Archangel Michael's presence around you is a reminder that unseen help is surrounding you. But I also want you to reach out to real, human support when you need it. If your heart feels too heavy, if your thoughts feel too dark, if you are overwhelmed, it is not weakness to ask for help. It is wisdom. Talk to someone you trust. Seek guidance, comfort, or even professional support if you need it. I often work through people. You are not meant to suffer in silence. Some of your deepest wounds came from people, and I know that trusting again feels difficult. But I will carefully bring the right souls into your life, those who will not use you, who will not mock your pain, who will not disappear when storms arise. You are worthy of safe love, of honest friendship, of respectful connections. As I close certain doors, do not chase what I have removed. Trust that I am making room for what is better aligned with your destiny. You are entering a time where truth will become clearer. Illusions will fall away. You will see who truly stands with you and who only stands near you when it benefits them. This clarity may hurt at first, but it will free you. You will stop begging for love from people who are not able to give it. You will stop shrinking yourself to make others comfortable. You will stop apologizing for existing. You will begin to walk with more confidence, knowing that you are loved, chosen, and guided by me. When you think of only 2 days left, do not think of it as a threat. Think of it as a gentle reminder: time is precious. Your life is precious. Your heart is precious. I do not want you to waste your days living only in fear, comparison, and regret. I want you to begin to live with a new awareness of how deeply you are loved and how much potential still lives inside of you. There are dreams I placed in you that have not died. There are gifts in you that have not been fully seen. There is a purpose in you that cannot be erased by what others did. You may say, "But I have made mistakes. I have done wrong. I have failed." I know. And yet I still call you my own. I still extend my hand to you. I still speak to your heart. Your mistakes do not cancel my love. Your failures do not cancel my plans. Even from the pieces, I can create something beautiful. Even from the ashes, I can bring something new. So today, as you read this, let this be a quiet turning inside you. Let this be the moment you say, "I will not give up on myself. I will not give up on my future. I will not give up on the possibility of peace." You do not have to know how everything will work out. You only have to take the next small step in faith, trusting that I walk beside you. I am not far from you. I am closer than your breath, closer than your thoughts, closer than any human can be. When you lie down to sleep, I am there. When you wake up, I am there. When you cry, I am there. When you smile, I am there. Nothing can separate you from my love, not crisis. Not fear, not the past, not what others say, allow my words to settle into your heart like gentle rain. You are not forgotten. You are not forsaken. You are not abandoned. This is not the end of your story. Even in your time of crisis, I am writing something new. Walk slowly, breathe deeply, and keep your heart open to me. One moment, one day, one decision at a time, we will move through this. You will see light again. You will feel joy again. You will rest without fear again, and as you go forward from this moment, remember, you never walk alone.